Hey, Michael, let's talk about some Cowboys. You ready?
I'm always ready to talk about the Cow. Well, that's probably pushing it, but I'm ready to talk about the Cowboys.
Yes, not always positive, but we're ready to talk about it. Yes, I agree. Um, Hello out there, YouTube world. This is We Are the Game. I'm Luke and that's Michael. Today we want to get into the Dallas Cowboys and their upcoming game against the Jets. Go through some kind of ideas on what's going to really matter in this game to us. So, for starters, Michael, give us the Cowboys kind of just keys to victory over this, call it struggling Jets team. Maybe
Yeah,
hopefully not a trap game, but we'll see. Keys to victory for the Dallas Cowboys.
well, I think you just said the main part there is really don't overlook this team. This team, they're bottom of their division, but the difference between them and the Dolphins in particular is not a big one. So this is not a team you should overlook. They do have some things that are working for them. We definitely want to be paying attention going in. The thing that I want to really try to work on or focus on with them and really test in our own defense, because defense has definitely been our problem, is their run game. Their run game is very, very efficient and effective. Brees Hall is looking really good so far this year. And Justin Fields has been effective on the ground as well. So it's going to be a real test, I think, of two things, right? Which is the defensive line, which fortunately they're still healthy. Can they keep Brees close? But then, even when we were doing that effectively, the running quarterbacks have been able to kind of get out around us and go and hurt us, Jalen in particular. So I think that's going to be the other question is how have we put together something to help control that? I think again, if we have, we should be all right. Then the other part, of course, is we've got to keep an eye on Garrett Wilson, who is a scary person to run around the background. But I think this really comes down to us controlling that run game and the quarterback by kind of approach probably to defending against the run. I think that'll be the major key that I see. Would you agree with that, or would you go a different direction from what you
Yeah,
see?
for the most part, yeah, I think that's right. I think if you can just focus down Garrett Wilson, their passing offense becomes very, very tame. Maybe
Yeah,
even just straight up lackluster. The other thing that y'all have fallen susceptible to, while you're pretty good against the run, you have given up a lot of first downs to running quarterbacks. And
yeah,
Justin Fields is as running quarterback as running quarterbacks get.
absolutely.
So I do think he's going to have some yardage. I'm not going to freak out
Yeah,
just looking at the box score on that. He's going to extend some drives. Just
yeah,
as long as he's not getting in the end zone, he won't kill you though, so it should be okay.
yeah. Does it scares me a bit to have all this conversation about if we can solve those two problems, we'll make him beat us in the air, which is what everyone who has beat us has done. So it's still a scary proposition. It's why I'm like, man, we need to be taking this very seriously and prepping well, especially since Diggs may not play, which again is going to hurt us if he's not able to. And also, our other one of our safeties, Hooker, is also not going to be playing. It looks like so. We will definitely not be 100% in our backfield there. So,
Yeah.
yep,
Well,
it'll be interesting.
so let's look at this from the other side. And it may be exactly what we just said. Kind of what's the Jets' path to victory here, or what's the thing that the Dallas Cowboys have to absolutely avoid? I know we kind of talked about like take it seriously is one of those things, but like what's something that they really need to not trip over to make sure that they win this game?
Yeah, I think that the Jets he is exploiting our offensive line.
Mm.
We're really banged up. We've got all these Tylers, Guyton, Booker, and Smith, and it is possible that none of them will play. One is concussion protocol. I don't remember what Booker's issue is, but I know he's listed as out. And Tyler Smith is also banged up, and I don't think practiced. So, and we're really banged up on offensive line. I would think that's where they try to exploit us. Is our defense is not exactly high powered right now. They're still figuring things out, so they should be able to have some offense. I think if they can pressure the offensive line, not give up a bunch of runs to Javante, then I think you put us back in that offense you saw the other week where Dak threw 40 3-yard passes in that, you know. So it's like if they can take us to that, I think we will be much more pressed to win this game. I would assume that's the just constant pressure on these backups. I would think.
Right. Yeah, it'll give him a chance, right? If you can just,
Right.
keep you in long downs, that might give you a chance. I mean, you do have one of the best passing offenses. I think maybe the best per game passing offense in the NFL. But if it still seems like the only path to them, and then hope that they get lucky on some interceptions or fumbles or something like that. So they've still got.
Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say they've got some decent pass rushers. Quinnen Williams and such. So should be solid.
Well, and I think the Sauce Gardner, especially since CD Lamb's still out, Sauce Gardner up against George Pickens to be very interesting to watch. I mean, because we're gonna need him. So yeah, it should be very, very interesting on both sides of the ball, really.
All right, the third thing, player to watch or position group to watch. Like, is someone you really think is going to stand out? Hopefully in a positive way, but stand out one way or another.
It's hard for me not to feel like this game is going to come back down, and I think I've said this before, but it's been pretty true. Each week is the offensive line. If they're able to just hold things together, I think we'll be all right. Like, I think this is our game to lose. But I think if they struggle as much as you would think an offensive line with 4 backups in might be, then okay. I think we may really struggle. So we'll see. And of course, people may come out of concussion protocol and all that sort of stuff. There's still a couple of days left here. We may get some of those guys back, but I think they will be the key to this game. Even that would be a key to the game if they come back. So I think they're where the weight of all of this is right now.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think in line with that, I might say that the key player is Javonte Williams, because if that running game gets going, though it's hard to see the run game getting going without that banged up offensive line producing, but it'll, just chain reaction, keeps the pressure off Dak a little bit more. So it should be interesting. All right. Nice. Well, excellent. Okay. Well, then the final of the game, give me honest to goodness, score prediction. You really feel like they're going to win this one, and by how much?
Yeah, so I was trying to go back over that a little bit. I mean, Dallas right now, our offense is definitely not our problem. We're scoring touchdowns. We scored 6 in the air, 6 on the ground. Not all of those players except for CD will be in. So there's no real reason to think that we're going to score less than 30-ish points. So I'll say Dallas scores 30. And I also on the other side of that is the Jets have given up at least 27 points in every game they've played. So, I think that we'll score around 30. I'd say the Jets will score somewhere in the 20 range. So I think they will score some points. They will find ways to exploit some gaps in our defense. So I'll guess they'll score around 20. So that would be my call. 30 to 20, Dallas, somewhere in there. Of course, there's always the chance for it to turn into a shootout. But what do you think? You think that's right on? Or you think it's pretty wild?
That makes sense. I could see it being a one-score game at the end of the final box score kind of thing. But then, they scored the last touchdown or field goal or whatever with a minute left, and they're like, "All right, we just got to get an onside kick." But then, hopefully, not getting it. Coming from a Cardinals fan, I have to really cross all my fingers and toes to make sure that they don't get the onside kick, as we've already given one up this year. But But that it could be close like that. Like it's 20 to 30 with a minute left and they score 3 to make it a one-score game, but they don't get the onside kick. Like I could see something like that happening here to make it look even more respectable for them. But I do think Dallas is the better team right now. Should be an interesting, fun game. You've had mostly fun, interesting games on the year. Looking at them from the outside, I'm sure
I'm ready for a boring one.
Yeah, you've probably aged a little bit extra than you should have in the last 4 weeks. So it should be a lot of fun. Okay. Well, excellent. Well, I'm excited for that game. So let's call it then here. Everyone, thanks for joining us today as we got into the Cowboys and Jets and all that. It was fun, and we're looking forward to this one. We hope you'll join us again sometime as we talk about more football stuff. We'd appreciate a like and a subscribe if you're willing. We're trying to get to 100 subscribers, and we appreciate everyone who already has subscribed, and we thank you and look forward to you joining us again. Let us know in the comments what you think, and I hope you have a fantastic week and an even better day.